Hi guys and gals. This video's a combination of test results and a ramble. I got the results from my test today. I told you all that the doctor had found a lump in my tummy and he thought it was on my spleen. Well, the test results don't show any lump at all, any growth at all. That my spleen's totally clear of any growth, and there's no sign of any growth on any of the other organs in my body, which is fantastic news. But having said that, my spleen's very enlarged and it's still chewing up good blood platelets. So the doctor's referring me to a specialist in the haematology department, and they will decide what needs doing, whether they can give me some drugs to help, or whether I actually need to take it further and have the spleen removed, which is just, a normal operation. I mean, it's still a fairly big thing to do, is to remove the spleen, because it means that you then have to take antibiotics for the rest of your life, and to be aware that you'll be subject to infections and to various things like that, so that they need to control things so that you'll be a lot better. The doctor said that she thinks what happened was that when the other doctor was palpating my tummy and that, he was actually feeling the edge of the spleen, which had felt like a lump because the spleen's enlarged and sort of slightly different than it should be. I feel a bit of a fool, really, but in another way I don't, because when you're told you have a lump, your mind automatically goes to the worst scenario, and you know, as much as I'm sort of willing to face such things and not afraid of death, it does play on your mind. What's this lump? What does it mean for me? The fact that the spleen's still in trouble is much less worry for me, because I know that something can be done for that. The other thing was my liver has got fatty deposits in it, but I'm losing weight and continuing to lose weight. I've lost some more this week. Only a pound since I was weighed last week, but that's okay. And I also got awarded Slimmer of the Month for August, which was a big surprise. Apparently I've lost the most weight during August than anybody else in the group. I'm smoking my ROP pipe, and in it I've got Balkan Sobrani, the regular Balkan Sobrani that you can buy in the States. I want to do some shout outs. I've got 4. One's Harry Brown, Gary Dobbs, Challenger Dart, and Nico K. Some of them have got up to 300 subs and some much less, but they're all people who have subscribed to me recently, and as such I pass them on for you to go and look and to decide whether you want to subscribe to them. I'll just wait for the clock to stop chiming. Now for the ramble. Things have been going quite well for me, emotionally and happy, and each day's been okay. Although I was surprised how much, after I'd got the news that there wasn't a lump, how much difference it meant to me. So it had obviously been on my mind, even though I'd sort of claimed that I wasn't worried about it, which I believe I wasn't. But it had been there, sort of lurking in the background, so to speak. When you're waiting for results, it's never easy. Carolyn and I have been sort of discussing what we feel about God, her belief in God, and my non-belief, and sort of talking about various things to do with that. And it's interesting that on many things we agree, but we just see it differently. But it's been sort of very good to do that and to be open with each other about where we are and what we're thinking. Because the temptation for me is to push non-belief. And I realised sort of a few weeks ago that that wasn't what I should be doing. That Carolyn's belief is her own affair and is quite valid. And she's sort of able to accept my non-belief. One of the things I've been thinking about recently is the different tobaccos that I'm smoking. Balkan Sobrani is sort of a really nice smoke. It's nowhere near as I remember the old Balkan Sobranis being, but it's a nice, comforting smoke. The thing that surprised me recently is that one of the aims that we have, or one of the hopes that we have as pipe smokers, is that special pipe load. That smoke that at the end of it we think, wow, that was a good smoke. And I've been getting that quite a lot lately, using different pipes, different tobaccos. I seem to be getting a lot of excellent smokes recently. And I was wondering why. And I think it's got a lot to do with the way I'm packing the pipe. And also with my cadence in smoking, and with, well, I don't know what the other reason is. I mean, how can we sort of say, that caused that excellent smoke, that smoke where at the end of it you think, wow, I really enjoyed that. And it's been different kinds of tobacco as well, even Virginias, which I don't smoke that much because of tongue burn and because they burn so hot for me. Even so, the taste for some of them has been really excellent. It's made me think about tobacco reviews. I quite like watching tobacco reviews and getting other people's view and understanding of tobacco. But I don't do many myself because I know my sense of taste and my ability to distinguish between different types of tobacco is, not as good as it should be. I mean, I'm 69 now, and your smell and your taste deteriorates as you get older, or at least mine has. But I'm wondering really whether to do one or two reviews just to give you a sort of overall view of somebody who has that sort of proviso about different tobaccos and tastes. Certainly different pipes do make a very big difference, and I do like a long stem pipe. This is ideal. It's ideal on 2 or 3 different levels. One, it's excellent to clean because this unscrews and comes out here and leaves the bowl by itself. The piece comes off, the stem, the mouthpiece. So you've got three different parts of the pipe. But when you smoke it, it tends to be a cool smoke most times, even when the bowl gets quite warm. One of the other pipes I've got is a Frodo pipe by Vaughan. And I'll just get it because I want to tell you what the negative thing about it is. Sorry about that, I should have done it before. This is the Vaughan pipe I've got, which again is an ideal length for me and a reasonably sized bowl. The difficulty with it is that it's all one, so I cannot remove that from the bowl of the pipe. I can't remove the mouthpiece, which is a circular mouthpiece. So when I try to clean it, the long cleaner goes down. Sorry, that's the dog, by the way. You've been eating apples again. And you can't get right down. It seems to block somewhere, that it's not in line, isn't the drilling. So the cleaner only goes to a certain point, and I can't get it any further, which worries me a little bit because it means that I'm not sure how clean this part's getting. So far I haven't felt any or tasted any bad results from it, but that's one thing that I'm aware of with this particular pipe. I don't know whether the other pipes in this range are the same, although I'm thinking of getting another one, just to give me another long pipe. So all the advantages of this one, coming apart in 3 different ways, are lost on that pipe. It's one of the things you find with a fully bent pipe as well. Most of them aren't drilled out properly. I've got a pipe here, a Mr. Borg pipe, and pushing a cleaner down can be quite difficult because the pipe clearly hasn't been drilled completely, so you come against resistance. In the past, with some pipes, I've been able to break that off because it's been at a point where I could get at it with a tool. But here it's sort of bang in the middle there and can cause a problem. But having said that, for the price, these pipes are just excellent smokers. This one's a smaller pipe than I'm used to, but the bowl's quite large. It looks very small at the top, but it actually bows out in the centre and at the bottom and can hold quite a lot of tobacco. Anyway, that's probably enough for today. I thank you for the response that I've received from you all over waiting for the test results. You've all been very kind and very supportive, and I just hope that you don't think I've been crying wolf about nothing. If ever I go to the doctors, I always prefer them to find something wrong with me, otherwise I think I've wasted their time. You know, when I sort of go with a problem and they sort of say, oh, well, you know, it's just the way things are. I think it was because when I was in my teens, I was once called a hypochondriac by a doctor. So I knew there was something wrong with me. And he said, what do you mean something wrong with you? Hypochondriacs don't have anything wrong with them. I said, they do. I said, they're hypochondriacs. You should send me to see a specialist. And he just sat there and roared with laughter and said, you cheeky devil, get out. There used to be a doctor in Otley called Dr. Rhodes. He was a very good old-fashioned doctor, but he could be a bit irascible at times. And you had to be careful how you went in, because if you went in and he'd know what's wrong with you, and you told me to say, I'm the doctor, I tell you what's wrong with you. And if you went in and he said, what's wrong with you? And you said, well, I don't know, but, and he'd say, get out and go into the waiting room until you do know. You know, so you could never win with him. His common name in the town was Blackface Rhodes, because he always had a, you know, black face when he walked in. Very rarely sort of was he happy. He enjoyed being bad, you know, being irascible. Anyway, I'm going to stop there. Thank you very much for your support and for your concerns and your understanding with the problem of waiting for results. I'm really pleased that there isn't anything drastically wrong with me. And I want to sort of end as I usually do, by wishing you all the best and wishing that your life might be full, that each day might be special to you, that the difficulties we have in life might fall into place. For one thing, 69 years has taught me that difficulties rarely last a lifetime. And when you look back on them, you wonder what it was all about. And my advice really to anybody is to try and enjoy even the hard times, to recognise them for what they are, a passing time, and also to love yourself. It's the greatest gift that you can give yourself, is to really believe that you're okay, that you're an acceptable person. We all suffer from insecurities, but in the great scheme of things, they're not that great. You know, we're all right. We all are the same under the skin. We all have the same type of feelings at different times. We all have the same experiences in life. We just have different ways sometimes of approaching them. Anyway, too long again, I'm sorry. If you've got this far, thank you very much. And long may your lum reek.